Thank you and welcome. Tonight, I think you are all in for a great treat. Many of you today, it's been a long day, but what a fantastic day of music, and I think you're going to really have a great treat by the end of this evening. We opened with Carol Fantasia on Angels We Have Heard on High. Next we're going to head to a piece kind of related to me to Leroy Anderson's Sleigh Ride. Has a lot of that same flavor, and I thought when I listened to this piece, you shut your eyes and picture some of these mornings we've been having lately with all the frost on the trees. I want you to imagine being in a one-horse open sleigh going through those woods on our next piece. Our next selection, Handel's Hallelujah Chorus. Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much. One never knows what to expect. Card first. Always. Good glue. Okay. Seasons eatings. Roster, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer with an excellent. Oh, my venison diet, high protein with the reindeer. Okay. Poor Prancer, he's already on the table there. Comet, Cupid, they're all good yet. Okay, Blitzen's okay. All right. We all know that you are a mighty, quotation, hunter. Just make sure that you don't get one of Santa's reindeer. Have a Merry Christmas, seniors of 2008. Thank you very much. You ever tried opening packages in front of a few hundred people? It's always interesting. Wow, nice. One more for the ornament on our tree. In our band room we have traditionally every year, and all of the, looks like all the class of 2008 on there. Thank you. I'll stick it on the behalf of the band too. Very nice. Isn't that nice? Thank you very much. It's always nice having those mementos of your students from the past. Stop by the band room sometime and look at the tree on there. Hallelujah Chorus was first performed in Dublin in 1742 with the composer conducting. King George III, in attendance at the premiere performance, is said to have suddenly leapt to his feet on hearing the opening chorus. Historians disagree, however, as to whether His Majesty was merely showing his appreciation of the music, or whether, as one story goes, he'd been startled out of a sound sleep. Whichever, the entire audience followed the regal example, thereby instituting a tradition which has persisted for more than 2 centuries. Even today, it is customary for an audience to rise during the performance of this exciting work. You may remain seated. It's been a long day for a lot of us. disarray for what we're used to in most of our concerts. We've had to really do a lot of adapting of the high school groups for the alumni community portion. So they're kind of a little bit miscombobulated there. But the show goes on. We're going to open with Angels We Have Heard on High Arrangement, and this is going to feature Kirby Price on guitar. tune, Feliz Navidad. Next we're going to play kind of an interesting little arrangement of Green Sleeves or What Child Is This time of the season. And interesting part about this is the meter it's in. This is in 5/4. We'll find a lot of music in 5/4. Couple pieces that come to mind, many of you might be familiar with, would be like a theme from Mission Impossible. Bum, 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 bum. That's in 5. And a few years back, I think it was Dave Brubeck, made a famous tune called Take 5. And it was the time, one of the first times when 5/4 was experimented around with in jazz. And we hope you enjoy this arrangement of What Child Is This in 5/4. Feature the rhythm section a little bit on this next arrangement. Enjoy. God rest you, Mary Jane. very much. I will bring the house lights up a little bit. I would ask at this time the, excuse me, I lost my voice. The alumni and community members, if you want to come down backstage, and we'll do a couple warm-ups there. We will have about a 10-minute intermission. Well, here we are. I was trying to think of a lot of things I could, there's a lot of things I could tell you about our guest director tonight, but the one thing that came to mind is that I'd like to introduce him as my very best friend, and with no further ado, Mr. David J. Mr. K. Kirkley.
Thank you very much for being here tonight and welcoming me to your community. Thanks to Mr. Wesley for all his hard work. And thanks to the band. They worked really hard today. Randy asked me to do this a while ago, and I said sure. And I didn't really pay close attention to the calendar. And then I was impressed that he could put something together on the first day of Christmas break with the students. So it just goes to show their dedication to band and Mr. Wesley's dedication. So special thanks to the students tonight. And it's great to see alumni come back here. I'm not from Osakis, but I spend a lot of time here. I spend a lot of money in the bait shop, and then I like the general store. That's really cool. A lot of toys in there. Great community, and so it's a lot of fun to be here, be with you tonight. This next piece is just a gorgeous piece called Jesus, Jesus, Rest Your Head. Piece is called Pentland Hills. It's a march based off traditional Scottish airs. The three are Lasso Growry, John Anderson My Joe, and the Rowan Tree. So as you're listening to this march, you'll hear some of those themes in there. Thank you very much. The next piece that we're going to play is based off the Ukrainian bell carol. It's called African Bell Carol. We're going to bring our tiny percussion section up. And they're going to feature some different percussion on this. In African drumming, there's lots of intricate rhythms involved in it. And one of the reasons for such a strong rhythmic background in African music is it was used for a form of communication, a form of talking between tribes. So we took this piece today and we're using some different drums. Maybe the drummers can hold them up. Some djembes and some beaded gourds, and we have congas and antelope skin head thingy bobber there that I know came from Randy's living room because I jam on it when I'm over there. And and we're also going to have some traditional concert band percussion, our timpanist and percussionist in the back there. So we took the drum section and expanded it a little bit to show you a little bit about the back and forth communication. So hopefully you'll enjoy our version of American Bell Carol.
Oh, I love that last piece. That's just good stuff. I don't care who you are. Well, we have a lot of interesting things about our crew tonight, and I would like to point some out to you. Very interesting things. First of all, let's see. Let's start with the alumni or community manager, or well, I mean, one or the other, that traveled the longest distance here. Now, I know we have Nancy. Here it was Colorado, right? Am I right, Nancy? Okay. But then somebody beat her. Christy, California, to be with us today. And I thought that was it, and then all of a sudden, Nikolai from Denmark. Yeah. Came all the way back to play with the safest band. Now that's dedication right there. He gets an A. He's not even going to school here, and he's going to get an A anyway. Okay? All right, that's just fantastic. Now, I was going to say, I got to be careful. I was going to say the oldest, but I'm going to say the most mature. Lois Burkhardt. Lois, wave, hi! Class of 1959. 1959. And another interesting added tidbit, Lois Olmatch Burkhardt, Clarence Olmatch, being superintendent here for many, many years. And not to go into us too, our current superintendent right there in the trombone section. That's pretty neat right there. Okay? Let's see. We were going to, I was thinking, what family was most represented? And it was I think we got a tie between the Hetland family and the Larsons. I think it's a tie. Well, one's more of an extended family, right? One's a little more extended family with the Larsons, but Hetland's, okay, so Hetland's win. Okay. I don't know what you win, but you win. We have a few people that joined us today that did not get in the program, and I should recognize them, and I hope I get them all. Bob Thielen joined us today. Angie Durkis joined us today. Mike Michelson joined us today. And my gosh, did I forget anybody? Jenny Sorley joined us today. Adeline Owen, without an S, joined us today. I spelled her name wrong. Oh my, I'm sorry I did that. I wasn't sure how to spell it, and I couldn't remember, and I looked in the phone book, and there was a whole bunch of O-N's there, so I figured that's close, that's got to be it. So that's welcome that happens. We got some neat stuff here. We've got, we got the Hildies here. We got brothers and sisters, David and John, and Lisa. We got sisters here, Vicki and Nancy here, flute and drumming. We got some neat things on mother and son. Sheila Howard, my first year here, graduated in '90 and brought her son with here, Tyler. No, oh, there you are. I know these things, I'm the band director. Just go with it. Brothers and sisters again, Kenny and Kenny Earl and Christy Holmes, and boy, it just goes on and on. Keith Knack and father-son team there, Andrew and mother here in the French horn section. We could just go on and on. Barb, Bowman, and Jackie, just a lot of neat things. I wrote so many notes to myself, I can't even read them all here. I have to say I'm going to leave it at that. I think in our next piece you're going to enjoy that because we're going to feature some of those. We're going to feature a little bit of the mother-daughter on the timpani there, and a little bit of the father-son team on the baritone, and just a lot of neat things on our final number. But before we get to that, a few thank yous. Wow, you know, this was a big undertaking. I have to thank Lila and Lila Ingfer and Shelley Triebenbach that put in a lot of time for this behind the scenes. And very unfortunate they could not be with us today, but I did want to say thank you to all of their efforts. And A few other thank yous here would be to the Osakis Women's Association. Thank you very much for putting on a fantastic meal for everybody today. Special thank you there, Marianne Schroed. Boy, Marianne had a carload full this morning and we were hauling that in. I have to say a special thank you to Dave Kirkley for coming and joining today and giving his expertise here today. I have to thank Alexandria, Jefferson High, and Long Prairie for borrowing, Long Prairie High School for borrowing us a lot of the percussion that we needed for today. Finally, I would like to thank the alumni and community members, and I would like to thank my students. I mentioned earlier today, you know, this around the holidays, it can be so materialistic, shopping gifts and gifts and gifts, and I thought, you know, this here is the best gift, because all these people gave of themselves to make this happen today. They could be with their family. They traveled all this way, but they're here. And I think that also says a lot for the gift of music. Music is our humanity. So, very special thank you to all of you for your commitments. I hope I did not forget anybody. If I did, I apologize. We're going to turn it back over to Mr. Kay and put in the big finish. Okay. Right.
I want to thank Randy again. I also want to thank my wife, because she'll remind me if I forget. She's a good woman, and she supports me and got all the Christmas presents wrapped so we could keep going on the road after this concert early. So thank you, April. But a special thanks to Mr. Resley. You guys are lucky to have such a great band director in this community who supports music education. Music education is a struggle, especially in small schools these days with finances and all the other conflicts that go on and scheduling. And it's really great to see such a great program being supported in your town. And hopefully that support can continue. And obviously it shows from how well these students and these adults and the support for education, seeing these alumni come back and be involved in a concert because they had a great music education experience when they were in band here in Osakis. To me, that's the best thing ever. So, wow, what a great night. So thank you for having me, and thank you, Mr. Resley and the band, and we're gonna try to wow you on the last piece, the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Very much.